Importance of oxygen is known to everyone very well now. In today's critical corona situation, O2 cylinder requirement is at its peak. You must wonder why we are not increasing the production capacity. Is government lazy or what? Before questioning, you must know how it is first made, what is plant capacity, how much plants are there, and what are the changes we can do to increase the production. Medical oxygen is specifically distilled for use in hospitals for treatment of various health ailments. Ambient air is said to be comprised of numerous gases, but only around 21% of it is oxygen. However, 21% is not enough for some application. So, concentrated oxygen is used for meeting medical requirements. Composition of medical oxygen requirement is minimum of 90% pure oxygen with no moisture and reduced to -100°F dew point. On the other hand, we have successfully achieved greater than 90% purity. Let us find the recipes for making our oxygen. There are different processes available. Let's discuss them. First, photosynthesis. This is the most common natural method in which plants use sunlight, convert carbon dioxide in the air into the oxygen. Second is the cryogenic distillation process. In this process, air is liquefied and distilled off. Third is the pressure swing absorption process. In this process, the air is compressed, then selectively nitrogen gets absorbed in the synthetic sieve and oxygen is separated. Fourth one is using the chemical reaction. Here, oxygen is produced as a result of chemical reaction in which oxygen is freed from the chemical compound and become a gas. This method is used to generate the limited quantity of oxygen for the life support on the submarines, aircraft and the spacecraft. Fifth is multi-cycle membrane separation. Here, air is compressed then separated using the selective membrane separation technique. Let's have a look over the figures from the research data. From this data, we can conclude that cryogenic method of preparation is the best in its all aspects of purity, quality, quantity and in the energy demand also. Cryogenic process means operating at a very low temperature. In this process, we compress air from the atmosphere, filtered it using distillation and fill it in the container. Sounds pretty simple? Let's explore it in stepwise and see the journey of molecules in the macro level from air to the container. Pre-treatment is required at the initial state to remove the impurities. First, the air is filtered using air filter and the dust-like impurities are removed. The air consists of water, hydrocarbon and the other impurities also other than oxygen, nitrogen and carbon dioxide. We remove these impurities in the extremely cold cryogenic section. In this section, air is compressed to about 650 kPa in the multi-stage compressor. After compression, gas gets heated. You can see it as the blue fluid turns to red liquid. So we cool by passing it through a water-cooled aftercooler to condense any water vapor present. If any water is present, it can cause blocking in cryogenic piping as it gets converted to an ice at this very low temperature. Thus, the condensed water is then removed in a water separator. Then, air passes through a molecular sieve absorber. The absorber contains zeolite and the silica gel type absorbents, which traps the impurity in the air. After that, only nitrogen, oxygen and the argon is present with a slight traces of the other liquefied gases. There are two sieves which run on alternate basis. When one side silica gel get used up, we replace that. And during this, we pass liquefied air through the another sieve. Next step is the separating section. Here, air is separated into its major component like nitrogen, oxygen and argon through a distillation process known as the fractional distillation. Let's here understand distillation in short. In this process, separation of the liquid component is done on the basis of its boiling point difference. Different temperature is maintained in the column, and with respect to the boiling point of the component, they settle on their tray number. Now, getting back to our process, the pre-treated air stream from sieve is split. A small portion of the air is diverted through a compressor to increase the pressure. It is then cooled and allowed to expand to nearly atmospheric pressure. This expansion rapidly cools the air which is injected to the cryogenic section to provide the required temperature for operation. The main stream of air passes through the one side of plate type heat exchanger, while the cold oxygen and nitrogen from the cryogenic section passes through the other side. The incoming air stream is cooled, while the oxygen and the nitrogen stream get warmed. The temperature of the air is lowered to the point where the oxygen, which is having the highest boiling point, start to liquefy. The air stream, which is partial mixture of gas and liquid, entered the base of the high pressure fractionating column. As we know air move in upward direction, it loses additional heat also. The oxygen continue to liquefy, forming an oxygen rich mixture in the bottom of the column, while the most of the nitrogen and the argon flow to the top as a vapor. The liquid oxygen mixture, called as the crude liquid oxygen, is drawn out from the bottom of the lower fractionating column and is cooled further in the subcooler. Part of this stream is allowed to expand to nearly atmospheric pressure and is fed into the low pressure fractionating column. As the crude liquid oxygen works its way down to the column, most of the remaining nitrogen and the argon separated, leaving 99.5% pure oxygen at the bottom of the column. Now the nitrogen and the argon is also separated using the similar process and it gets stored. The final product is stream of the crude argon containing 93 to 96% argon and 2 to 5% oxygen and the balanced nitrogen with the traces of the other gases. If more purity needed, we again pass it through another fractionating column and increase the concentration. The separated oxygen is stored and further used for medical purposes, while the argon is used for welding and the electric bulb filling also, and the nitrogen is used in the fertilizer and food storage. This is how the medical oxygen is prepared. For any doubts and queries, contact us through the information given in the description. For the more videos, stay tuned with your only channel, Research Pathshala.